Hello everyone, welcome back to Sade's Tarot TV. So today guys, I will be doing an updated reading on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, or shall I say Taylor Kelce. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know how I feel about me doing this reading. We'll see what comes out with them. As y'all know, I have been doing a couple readings lately, so I was like, why not do a reading on Taylor and Travis? That seemed to be like what y'all liked the last time I did this. So it looks like Taylor and Travis are still holding on, so I'm very curious to see what comes out for them. I'm really excited to get into their tea. Actually, I was just playing, y'all, and it looks like, you know, from pictures, it looks like Taylor seems like she's very happy. I'm looking at a picture of them right now, guys. Y'all know how I do, I read photos too. We'll see what's coming out, what's gonna come out for them. I'm really curious as to what we're gonna get. Is Taylor secretly engaged to Travis? Is she married to Travis? Is she gonna be expecting soon? We'll see. Or will they end in divorce if they have gotten married? Or if they do get married, will they end in divorce? We're gonna see all that. We're gonna also see what's gonna come out for Taylor and how she feels about Travis. And I actually too wanted to read on her and Blake Lively because I know there's a lot of stuff going on with them as friends, and I'm really curious. So that's gonna be a little bonus treat for y'all if y'all stay tuned towards the end. I'm going to be reading on her and Blake. Also, I want to read on Taylor and Sabrina and see what's going on with them, how they're doing, because people have been trying to put these two against each other. And if y'all remember in my Sabrina reading, the first reading I did of Sabrina, I talked about how there could be some competition coming up for them where their teams are putting them against each other. But Taylor's shown nothing but love and support to Sabrina. Now people want to say there's drama between them. I've been seeing that going around since my reading. There's been, I'll show the video here, I guess, like people are saying that Sabrina doesn't even look like she wants to talk to Taylor. She looks like she's snubbing Taylor. So we'll see what that's about. I'll get the energy from that, you know, as well, and when I talk about them and see how they're doing. So if you guys would like to stay tuned and see that part, you gotta keep watching till the end. So before I get started talking my shit, if y'all would please do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for what? When your bitch pull up, ding ding bitch. Okay, and please make sure to follow me on my social medias. I have posted them here, and look out for your guys' comments. I see y'all been commenting and I appreciate that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of the love and support on my last video with Haley and Justin and Selena and Benny. I'm very excited about that video. You know, a lot of stuff's coming out about Justin and the things that I've predicted in that video, and Haley. I'm very proud of it actually, guys, because I was talking about Haley's personality and her humor, if y'all remember, and actually Haley came out with a Vogue interview of what's in my bag, or it was more of what's in my bag, you know, segment that she did, and she was being so cynical. Guys, that's exactly the humor I was talking about. That's the humor I kept hearing. And I know she's poking fun at people that talk crap about her, but that's how she jokes. Like, it's worse though when she's around her family, of course, her friends, and, you know, of course, Justin. She's unfiltered. So if y'all thought that was hilarious or disrespectful or whatever else y'all thought, that's exactly what I was talking about. Also, Selena has tried to stand up for Haley. I did feel that in my first reading of this year, I think I did it this year, on Haley and Justin, I was feeling Selena trying to be supportive of Haley. I didn't get to get into too much of her and Haley's energy, so if you guys would like a separate video on Selena and Haley, please let me know and I will do that. Let's go ahead and jump into Taylor and Travis's energy, and yeah, let's see what's to come out. Okay, so please keep in mind, guys, that all my readings are alleged and for entertainment purposes only and should be taken as such unless Taylor herself or Travis himself comes to us and says, hey, yeah, your bitch is accurate, Sade's accurate. Okay, we'll just take all of this as entertainment, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, all right guys, let's go ahead and read on them. So the first thing I want to do, guys, y'all know the drill. Don't act like you don't know the drill. we're gonna go ahead and read into Taylor's energy. I'm really curious as to where she's at. Hoping some music comes out. I'm hoping I get some stuff for you guys of what she's gonna do with this next era that she's working on. I feel like she's already working on music, not me acting all excited because I don't really listen to her music like that, but I'm excited for you guys, you know. Okay guys, so interesting. Now I feel like my oracle cards, my spirit guides, are picking up on her and Travis because I was talking about them a lot in the pre-shuffle, and I'm already seeing, guys, that Taylor and Travis are having problems. Ooh, I know, you guys, that sounds crazy because again, here we have a couple that comes out in the public and, you know, they act like they're happy. They act like everything is fine. They look like they're in love, right? But a lot of times these celebrities, again, as I said in my past readings, like this is not, you guys know this, it's not what they're really showing, you know, it's fake. The reason I say that is because I got the dedicated effort card in the reverse. So I'm seeing that. Now this could be a couple of things. It could be Taylor is taking some space from her music career, you know, to get re-inspired because she did get off the Eras tour. I don't know when she stopped doing her shows, guys, so let me know when did she, unless I put it, you know, in my little comment section, right? You know how I do the little comments in the commentary. But I'm seeing this could be her music, this could be you know, how her and Travis are doing. I'm already picking up on that. Now this could be maybe her working on herself. She probably hasn't been attending to a lot of things in her personal life, and she's been letting things slide, you know, that she shouldn't let slide. And it's saying that someone is not putting in the effort, and if you want to make this dynamic work, or if you want this to work for you in the long run, right, guys, like it's good to really put in that effort and not just be like, oh, we're coming out and we're having fun. And right out here Taylor say the is good. It's good. I'm seeing that with coming together in the reverse as well. She's not doing well. She's not feeling fully supported in her personal life. This could also be her team, guys, you know, allegedly for entertainment. I think that Taylor is being called to make some changes in her team. I feel like this is more on a personal level. I feel like there's people around Taylor that don't have her best interests and, you know, just kind of have not been listening to her. Or, you know, she does have good people around her, I would say, in her personal life. I do feel that for her. I do feel like she has good friends, good family. I feel like this is more on the business end of it. I feel like she's not being heard. You know, that's what it feels like to me. And now this could also be with Travis. Like maybe he's not hearing her on certain things that she's telling him to work on. Travis. So, as I said that, guys, as I freaking said that, this definitely has to do with, I'm gonna jump the gun and say this. We'll see when we go more into Taylor's energy, when we go more into Travis's energy, but already she is being called to change her focus and to trust, and trust is in the reverse. She does not have any trust. This looks like her, actually, guys. I feel like Travis has broken her trust on some stuff, and she's having to figure out, like, okay, how do I move past this with him? How do I get over it? Like, there's a lot of things that they're going through, you know, as couples do. There's a lot of things that they're going through, you know, or she's having to look at him in a different way and see him for the person. Ooh, Taylor, are we having to finally see the person for who they really are? Because every time I, you know, pull on her, guys, I am seeing that she likes to live in this, like, she likes to live in these illusions that, you know, these guys are good for her and that they love her and that they, you know, that she can trust them. And she's really learning that, you know, she cannot trust people. Even though I don't really agree with Taylor's energy a lot of the time, she's a very open-hearted, warm, and giving person to the people around her. And I don't feel like you guys, this will be a shock to you guys, but I feel like people take advantage of, you know, Taylor's good heart. And y'all know how I feel about Taylor's energy. So for me to say that, like, I'm being dead honest, y'all. And as I usually am. But guys, with her energy, I'm not afraid to say, like, okay, like, they're growing, they're healing. Even if I don't agree with a lot of the things they do or how they move or how their energy feels, I'm able to come out of that and say when they're healing and growing. So I'm seeing that Taylor is having to work on not being so trusting. Don't get me wrong, okay? She's not trusting with the people in the industry because she's so smart when it comes to the industry. We know this, right? That's partly why Sabrina loves her so much, is because Taylor knows how to move in the industry. She knows who to link up with. She had good people around her to help her navigate in her business sense as well. She did have good people around her at one point. I still feel like she does have good people around her, but I don't know. It just feels like there's people around her still that are kind of like misleading her. So I'm gonna say that, but we'll get more into her music. Taylor has this open energy when it comes to, I feel it, like she has this open energy when it comes to like people close to her. And she's a Cancer moon, right? I'm gonna look up her chart in a minute, guys, but I believe she's a Cancer moon, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but she does have Cancer in her chart, so she overly gives to people. I do know that she has her Mars in Scorpio. She's a Sagittarius. Sagittariuses tend to overdo it. They tend to overextend a helping hand when they do want to help you. They tend to let people cross their boundaries. I feel like Sagittariuses, if they're not healed, they don't know how to put up those boundaries and say, hey, don't cross my boundaries, you know, and they will keep doing the same thing and giving to these people that keep crossing their boundaries. I'm seeing that she's done a lot for Travis, and you know, she's really cared about him, and you know, he's broken her trust, guys. I'm gonna say it. I'm seeing that a lot of trust has been broken, and I'm not even pulling on them together. Like, I feel it. I feel that she does not trust Travis. Allegedly, she does not trust him. He either cheated or we'll see, you know, like I said, I don't want to jump the gun. He either cheated or he's using their fame together for not good reasons, you know. He is getting a lot of deals. Don't get me wrong, he is a famous football player, we know that. But his status, of course, we know this, right? It has increased since he's gotten with Taylor. So he has, of course, more options. He's more desirable because he's with Taylor Swift. So he's like taking advantage of that, I feel, and taking advantage of Taylor's good heart, you know, and how supportive she is of him. Guys, I'm actually getting a little emotional for her. Like, this kind of happened in my last reading of her. I didn't expect to, I mean, obviously she's human, you know, so we empathize with humans, right? Obviously, we're both humans. But, you know, like I said, guys, I can see past certain things in her energy and speak on what I'm really feeling from these people. And I do feel like she really tries to love on the people that are in her life, and she gets taken advantage of a lot, and that sucks, you know. So already, guys, I'm seeing that she needs to change her focus. She needs to stop letting people in so much. She needs to put up better boundaries, I'm hearing, but Taylor doesn't want to do that fully. She knows she has to do it. I feel like, Taylor, you know this because she's a Sagittarius with freaking water. So she knows this. I don't have to tell her this. She freaking knows. You know what I mean, guys? Like, she knows that she needs to put up better boundaries and to stop being so open with her energy. Because she did, in my pre-shuffle, get my heart chakra. So her heart chakra is just open, guys. It's open. And it gives so much. So I'm seeing that's been broken. And she's learning to repair and to rebuild that. And that's something that Taylor didn't really want to deal with. She didn't want to care about doing that, right? She feels like, I need to love with no bounds, you know. But she's blossoming from this this thing that happened with her and Travis, or just in her career, her music career. Okay, I am also hearing that she's very much on edge, because I totally forgot that I had seen this, but it's coming through in her cards, guys. Okay, so apparently I saw an article, or a news article, where they found like bones by her house. So I believe they were human bones, and you know, that of course put her in a state of paranoia. You know, she's very, very just not, probably doesn't want to be home a lot of times, you know. Maybe something happened. I'm definitely feeling a scare for her, and that, I believe that is what I'm feeling, is what I saw on online. Y'all know I will tell y'all when I see something, okay? So it is coming out in her energy because of the trust card. I am picking up on her having a lack of trust for, you know, just her security. You know, maybe her security let someone in, and you know, a stalker came in, and now she's afraid more than she's ever been in her life. And you know, I feel like she's always been careful with the security that she's kept, and she's always been careful even when moving in public. Like, she's learned to do that, and she's not perfect at it, but she's learned to navigate on how to live somewhat, kind of, even though we know Taylor can't live normal, but she's learned to live, like, in her mind, like, the most normal things. Like, she'll do normal, very mundane things in her life so that she can stay grounded and humble. In that way, she's working on that. And y'all know, I will say, when they're working on, I'm seeing some healing, Taylor. I like it. I like it. I'm seeing some healing in your energy. I like it. But yeah, guys, this energy with her and Travis, we gonna get into that. Very, very interesting. Alright, as I said, guys, last card, ending in her energy, challenging times. I'm noticing that Taylor is getting a lot of 5s in her cards so far. And what the 5s mean is that there is a lack of, whether that meaning confidence, a lack of feeling, you know, or feeling abandoned, feeling lonely, feeling discontent. Financially, it can mean financially feeling, like you're losing money, dissatisfaction, really, and being cold and shutting people out is what the 5s can talk about. There's her moving strategic and putting on this face to the public, right? Putting on this face to the public that she's okay, that she's good, that things are okay. She is dealing with some stuff right now in private and putting on a brave face to the public and acting like she's okay and acting like, you know, everything, she's got it on lock, right? We're gonna look at her chart, but I feel like she's a Scorpio rising, right? Maybe I'm tripping, I forgot. But yeah, she's definitely putting on that act. And Travis is doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing. So guys, so far that was Taylor's energy. Let me know in the comment section below what y'all think. We're gonna now get more into her and Travis's energy and see what's going on with them, because I'm getting a lot of cards about Travis already. I do feel like I said it is about her music too. Something is going on with that and how she's maneuvering with that. So we're gonna look into that as well. But yeah, guys, get your snacks, get your tea, and sip some Sade's tarot tea with me, bitch. Before I get started talking my stuff, let's go ahead and see. I am pulling up their birth charts, okay? So let's go ahead and look at their birth charts and then we'll get into the questions. Okay, guys, so I have Taylor and Travis's chart pulled up if you would like to look alongside me here. So Taylor is a Sagittarius sun. Her moon is in Cancer. Okay, so I was right on that. Her Mercury is in Capricorn. Her Venus is in Aquarius. Her Mars is in Scorpio, and her rising is in Scorpio. So I did remember that correctly. And then we have Travis, who is a sun in Libra. His moon is in Sagittarius. His Mercury is in Virgo, Venus in Scorpio, and his Mars is in Libra. Woo! Oh my God. Taylor, how do you do it? How do you do it? Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and see how Taylor feels about Travis, okay? Guys, these cards are literally mirroring what I said in the beginning. It's scary. Oh my God. So guys, woo, we got some freaking cards out here. So for me to reiterate the question, how does Taylor feel about Travis? So let's start off on a positive note, okay guys? So she thinks he is fine, okay? He came out as the King of Wands, upright, very intimate, loves to wine and dine her, loves to be romantic with her. She loves that about him. She loves how spontaneous Travis is. I remember saying that in my last reading of her. I'm just pulling up the picture of her, guys, sorry. I remember saying, you know, that Taylor loves the way Travis is spontaneous and romantic with her. She loves it. He loves to buy her stuff. I'm saying he also loves to be intimate with her, or there's a lot of fun and exciting childlike energy in their connection. I'm wondering if Travis likes to cook. I don't know why I'm feeling that from him, or if she's like teaching him how to cook or something, because I feel like Taylor loves to, she's such a wife, like she's very wifey, okay? Like there's some people don't want to give Taylor that credit because they in the past have considered Taylor, you know, really not knowing what she wants, and I've definitely pulled on her in that form, that stage in her life. But I feel like low-key she does want that. She does want to be a wife. She does want to you know, have someone to come home to and cook for and bake for. She's very much Martha Stewart. She's Martha Stewart, and I'm seeing that Travis loves this about her. I'm not really pulling on him yet, but I can tell that he really loves this about her. I feel like Taylor feels like, you know, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, you know, and I feel like she loves to sew for him. She likes to do really like homemaker things. She'll like come in, like decorate one of his homes, or maybe she helped him decorate one of his homes, because, you know, she's just like, oh my God, you can imagine her being a Cancer moon. She's probably like, what the like this bachelor pad, like, you know, because Travis is he's a dude's dude, even though he's a Libra. I do feel like Travis has really good style when it comes to his home too, but I don't know, not quite like, of course, like Taylor, because you just can't compete with a woman's touch, right? So I feel like, you know, Taylor, she really likes him, you know, as far as physical goes, okay? Physically, she's, of course, like, very attracted to him. Feels like she won with him. You know, I said this the last time I read on her. She still feels like that, which is it's really cute, you know, okay? But here we go with the problems, right? Now, here's all, like, I'm gonna show you. So we have the beautiful honeymoon phase, right, of them being together, the way she feels about him. He very much keeps her in that honeymoon phase. He's a Libra, so he's very good at, when they do have their problems and the arguments and stuff, he's really good about, like, bringing it back to being romantic, wining and dining her, getting her. But that's the problem, is that things don't get resolved because Travis is so busy he's so busy trying to give her all these gifts and, like, oh, look, see, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing, you know. Ooh, Travis, okay. Like, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing, so I'm just gonna win you over by, or get your forgiveness by giving you gifts and taking you out and flying you out on these expensive dates and to, you know, these different countries. And, you know, he loves to travel, guys. I'm picking up that he loves to travel. Of course, you can imagine he has the money, but it's talking about that he needs to not only focus on that, he needs to be there for Taylor emotionally. He needs to be more supportive of her emotionally and not be so performative, because he is coming out as the King of Wands, guys, and the Emperor, which does things for show, which is very, you know, arrogant, aggressive, you know, has to be in the spotlight. King of Wands is very spotlighty energy. Like, I need to be in the spotlight. I need to be front and center. It has to be about me. He's already having this air about him, guys, that is really off-putting. And, like, that's why I said I don't know how Taylor does it. You know what I'm saying? But she's supportive of it in a way, because the Three of Cups is also talking about, I'm very supportive of you and emotionally devoted to your growth, the ways that you need to be emotionally supported. Does Travis act like a big ass baby? I feel like he's like a big baby. I don't know, and she loves it, and she's just like, oh, it's okay, baby. Like, I don't know, I just get that energy from her. It's very, like, motherly, you know, like Taylor's very motherly. We know this about her. With Travis, she's very motherly with him, or maybe she acts like his mom or something, and he likes that about her. You know, she'd be mothering him, or she could also just be very close to Travis's mom, his family. She is a Cancer moon, so she does like to be close to her partner's family. That, like, she's one of those people, I feel, that's like, if you don't have a good relationship with your family, I can't date you. Like, she's like that, I feel, allegedly. I feel like you have to be close to your family or someone in your family, because she wants to know where you come from. She wants to know more about you. She wants to get more in depth with you. You know, I do feel like, you know, of course, Taylor's reaching that age where she's like, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to have kids. I'm tired of living this, like, fast life, you know, because her being a Sag, you know, they're very used to the go and the grind and the overly working and not settling down and having multiple partners. And it's talking about that Taylor's ready to slow down on that, but I'm not feeling Travis is ready, because he's reaching this pinnacle in his career where he's getting all this exposure. You know, it's like there's some part of him that wants to be a dad, but he fights and battles that part of him. So I'm curious as to what they're gonna do about that, because I'm feeling that Travis is not ready yet. I will pull more on that, but I feel like Travis is not ready quite yet to be a dad. And if that does happen, where she gets pregnant, I feel like Travis will be present, but it's not going to be a very healthy dynamic for her. But I do feel like Travis will be present with the kid. I do feel that, though. So I don't know. You know, let me know what y'all think. But I feel like Travis is going to be very present with the kid. So I feel like he does love kids. I feel that in his energy. I do feel like he wants to be a dad. So eventually he wants to be a dad. But, you know, he's being a Libra and he wants to play. And also, too, guys, he's coming in as very sexual, okay? Very sexual in Taylor's energy. I'm not even on his energy. He's coming in as very sexual, overly dominant, you know, like I said, aggressive, domineering, like I said. Ready to sow his wild oats and be in the spotlight and, you know, bank his money. And Taylor, I don't, okay, girl. Also, with the Three of Cups, it does talk about possible cheating happen in the relationship, or they talked about an open dynamic. They talked about an open connection, Taylor. I'm wondering if this has anything to do with the gay rumors about Taylor, because everyone assumes that Taylor's gay. So, Taylor's a Sag, guys. She is Sag. Just saying. She's open. And Travis is a Libra. You guys do the math, because the math will math, if you know what I'm talking about. The Seven of Cups, upright, right? So putting on this illusion, putting on to the public like that they're happy, that they're doing good. You know, Taylor, it feels like she has to perform. She feels like she has to do that. And I've talked about this before with her. She feels like she has to like protect her personal business by, you know, possibly using people to cover for her, you know, in whatever capacity. This could talk about, you know, her questioning her sexuality. It could talk about her not feeling ready to drop this image of her needing to be with somebody. It's like she's taken on this persona of, okay, everyone says, or this character, right? Everyone says I date all the time and I need someone. So I'm stuck in this loop where I need to keep doing that. I need to keep performing like that. So I need to keep putting on this like happy front like that. Travis and I got this going on, you know, because keep in mind, this is about Travis, right? This is how Taylor feels about Travis. So it's like a false victory, you know. She felt like, yes, I'm on top of the world. I've won the guy, you know, haha to the world. Like I'm working on, you know, she wants to have that look that her and Travis are going to make it, that they're going to do well, that they're going to get married, that, you know, she wants to dead those rumors that she can't hold a relationship. I'm getting a lot of downloads right now, guys. You know, she wants to dead this, you know, this rumor that, you know, she can't have relationships, or even dead the rumor of her being, you know, gay, allegedly gay. And not saying that she's not bi, guys, or that she's not attracted to men, but, you know, she's not ready to officially talk about that, right? Now, this does feel like, guys, an opportunity for her to be in a PR relationship, because I have the Three of Pentacles, but it's talking about Taylor wanting to help Travis thrive in his career. Taylor, why are we doing this again? Here you go, girl. Here you freaking go. Travis can do it himself, girl. I mean, I think that's beautiful that you want to support him and you want to be at all his games, you know, because the Three of Pentacles, guys, is talking about her being very supportive, being at all his games, you know, whenever he needs her flying out, helping him in his career, helping him to succeed in his career. You know, she wants to do that. She's very overbearing when it comes to helping people in her personal life, allegedly. So I'm seeing that she wants to, you know, do the most for Travis. She's trying to make sure that he gets the money that he's asking for, you know, even looking at his contracts. I don't know if Taylor likes to read contracts. You know, or she's very just protective in that way, so she'll read her friends' contracts that are doing business in the industry, because like I said, guys, she does know how to work the industry, okay? She knows how to do it, and I can give the woman her props. But guys, she's not happy in this connection. She's feeling like she's being taken advantage of, and she's trying to figure out, okay, is this really what's happening, or am I just not trusting anymore? Am I just being paranoid? Because, you know, all this stuff has happened between Travis and I. All this stuff has happened in my personal life, in the entertainment industry. This stuff has happened. I'm seeing there's a lack of happiness, guys. Like, even though she likes how romantic Travis is, it's like he'll try to do all the right things, but she's just not satisfied. Like, if anything, he irritates her a lot, and she be getting annoyed, like, of him already. Like, I'm seeing it. She does get annoyed of him. Don't get me wrong. It's not like she doesn't get, you know, annoyed of him. She does get annoyed of him, and I feel like he, you know, he don't answer her questions. He be giving her vague ass answers, and she gets so, I'm picking that up. Like, she gets so irritated. Like, she's like, where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, I'm just out with my friends. Going out with my friends. And she's like, Travis, where? Where are you going? What are you doing? Like, fucking Taylor. Wow, this is interesting, guys. So far, that's how Taylor feels about Travis. Ugh, we're starting off on a really crazy note. I do feel like, you know, there's a lot of romantic energy between them, but I feel like Taylor's just not satisfied, because she wants to keep her options open is what I'm seeing, because there's been a lot of bullshit that's been happening in her relationship with him. A lot of lying, deceiving, because the Seven of Cups talks about, you know, like I talked about before, illusions, putting up a front to social media and putting up a front to yourself, like, you know, acting like your relationship is good when it's not, excusing things, excusing those red flags when you know those, you know, you see it, you see the red flags, but you know, okay, I'm not happy, I don't like that you're doing this, and dealing with it, accepting it. Taylor, I think it's time to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. But let's move into Travis's energy and see how he's doing with her. Because Taylor already on 10 with hers, right? So y'all, oh my god, Travis did something, y'all, allegedly for entertainment, guys. I am seeing Travis did something, and that's why Taylor's just like, like, because I keep feeling from Taylor's energy, she's not feeling him. Like, she's not feeling him. She wants to keep her options open. That's what I keep feeling from Taylor. And I'm just gonna say it, guys. I'm gonna say it. Taylor is in that Sagittarius fucking energy where she's like, if I want to date this man, I will date this man. If I want to date this person, I'm gonna date this person. What do you think? I'm not asking Travis, you know. It's like he's trying to win her back. Like, I'm telling y'all, he's trying to win her back. I'm not looking at the recent photo because I know there was a recent photo of them where they went out to dinner, but I'm feeling Travis is trying to win Taylor back. There's this energy of begging. Okay, so I got the Hierophant upright. Let me show y'all. This card is crazy work. Look at this card, y'all. He's just like, I feel like Travis was in this energy. This is also speaking of in the past how he was with her. I feel like he was moving very cocky and just like, no, you need to, you know, work for me and beg for me, and if you want my affection, you're gonna have to work for it, girl. You know, I'm not just gonna give this affection away to you. And basically making Taylor like beg for him to like love on him the same way she's loving on him. She had to really like beg for his affection a few times and his attention a few times, because Travis just be doing that Libra stuff where he just like, oh, ooh, she fine, ooh, she fine, no, I want her, no, I want her. Travis, almost backhand your ass. I feel like in the past he was trying to get Taylor to like do the most for him, even though he was being romantic, he was doing the shallow things to get her. It's talking about Taylor wanted deeper commitment from him, and now he's trying to be more committed to her. It's like, I'm telling you, I keep feeling Taylor being like, I don't know, dude, like I'll do it, and I like you, and you know, I'll go for it, but I'm seeing her heart is not as invested as him anymore. Like, he's having to win that part back from her. So yeah, I'm seeing, guys, with the Strength card, she probably unblocked him or something, you know. I feel like she might have unblocked him, and you know, just they got into some argument, guys. They got into something really bad and broke up, because with the Six of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Wands, him trying to win her back, that's what this means, and promising her commitment, right? But he also has his guard up. So Seven of Wands, he has his guard up because Taylor has her guard up, because she's like, no, dude, you're gonna have to do more than just wine and dine me. You're going to have to actually, I don't know, commit to me and show me that you want this to go the long haul, you know, which was what I was talking about in her energy, guys. This was coming out, and it's mirroring the beginning of my reading. If you notice, that was really quick, guys. Their energy's really fast. Crazy, right? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna pull some love oracle cards on them, and then we'll get into more questions. Okay, guys, so I have pulled some love oracle cards for Taylor and Travis. We got some really interesting cards out here, okay, guys? So the first card I got was forgiving and learning. I am seeing that this is in the present position, so I'm feeling like there's a lot of healing and growing that they're having to both do, and forgiving each other. Okay, they're both having to learn forgiveness. I'm seeing that there's been some problems with them, and some trust, like I keep saying, some trust has been broken, and they're both having to learn how to forgive and learn from each other. Okay, it's as simple as that. They're both learning how to do that, and they're trying to work on this connection because it is in the present position. Obviously, we also see them at dinner or whatever. I'm seeing that they're having to learn and work on that and forgiving each other for anything that Taylor's done to Travis, anything that, you know, Travis has done to Taylor, they're learning, okay, if you want to make this connection work, you have to move past those blockages of holding grudges, because these two both hold grudges really bad. So healing family issues, upright. I feel they're both learning as well through this forgiving and learning card. I feel like they're probably going to therapy. Allegedly, you know, I would recommend these two go to therapy, but I feel like they're both going to therapy, or have talked about going to therapy separately and together, or one of them has brought up marriage counseling, or like for the future, you know. Also feeling like they both could be talking about separately going to a therapist and really working on healing those traumas, you know, healing that trauma, because Taylor also has trauma being in the industry, so she's having to work on that too, and work on her trust in that, because I'm seeing too that has been slightly broken as well. Retreat card in the reverse, guys. Okay, retreat card in the reverse. So I think they're coming out of being retreat. I'm taking this as my breakup card. They're coming out of that. They're coming out of not speaking, you know, or not showing themselves publicly. So we're gonna start getting more pictures, or them supporting each other openly more, because they had to withdraw and go back into themselves to figure out what they both wanted, and not just like, you know, with the relationship, but separately they had to figure out what they wanted, and if they wanted to keep growing this relationship. But it's talking about past position, unrequited love. So like I said, someone is not sure if they want to still commit or be in this dynamic with the other person, and I'm feeling like that's Taylor, guys. I feel like, you know, she's having to rethink her boundaries, she's having to rethink how much she trusts people, and close her heart a little more and guard herself a little more, because, you know, she is getting sick of picking the guys that she picks. She's getting sick of it. And also possibly Selena, you know, is influencing her, because, you know, she's seeing Selena. Oh, and I will also pull on that, guys. I want to pull on how Taylor feels about Selena's engagement and all that. But it's got, I'm picking up on it slightly already, but I feel like that's influencing how she's dating now, and how she's seeing things, and the conversations that she's had with Selena. I feel like that's, you know, that's redirecting her energy when it comes to what she truly wants in her relationships. And possibly her, I feel this, guys, but possibly her and Travis could have gotten into an argument where they talked about that, where Taylor wanted more of a, you know, a definite answer on where she stood in Travis's life, because I'm also seeing wedding in the reverse being talked about. So have we heard anything about an engagement for Travis and Taylor? Have we heard anything about them getting engaged or married? But I'm seeing that the wedding card is in the reverse, talking about that there will be a possible engagement announced, or that they're secretly married, and we will end up finding out about it. So, or there's talks of, you know, them getting married, and we're gonna find out about the engagement soon. I am seeing wedding in there. I'm seeing marriage talked about in their energy. And then this could be the one is in the reverse. So now listen, guys, with my wedding card in the reverse, I do feel like there's a high chance that they will end up divorcing. I do feel a divorce for them if they do try to get married. If this so happens that they are going to get married, or that they announce that they're married, I am feeling that they will end up divorcing, okay? Because this is not the person for Taylor, and she is really trying to make this work. She is trying to make this the person, but it's not Taylor. I'm sorry, it's really not. And you got my unrequited love card, so he ain't it. Sorry, girl. All right, guys, so this brings me to my next question. Is their relationship for PR? Okay. Guys, I'm telling y'all, Taylor is not as invested as she was. When I last felt Taylor's energy, it's like she is committed to him in the relationship, but she's emotionally detached from this man. Like I said, guys, I keep feeling he did something, or he really made her lose trust with him. So I'm feeling that heavily in her energy, or something happened between them, and it broke her trust with how she sees him, allegedly. Yeah, as I said, that the Lovers in the reverse, and the Eight of Swords. She feels trapped in this connection. She feels very trapped in this connection. Yeah, I'm gonna say allegedly, guys, for entertainment, it does feel PR to me. Just because Taylor feels she's not trapped in it, but she is trapped in her mind in it, to the point where she's like, well, I've shown him. It's not like the obvious PR where their teams are like forcing them together. I do feel like they encourage it. I'm not gonna lie, allegedly, I do feel like y'all encourage it. But I feel Taylor is trapped in her head about it. Like, she overthinks if she should stay committed to him, if she should stay in this relationship. King of Cups reverse, Magician upright. The man be cheating on her. And Taylor is detaching from it too, and she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to this person, because she's a Sag, y'all. You know, Sagittarius has got no problem. Libras too. Oh my god, these two are super petty when they're angry. If they're in a relationship together, it's just bad. They're the types that are like, oh, you, because think about it, Libra is ruled by Venus. Libras are very, you know, usually very good looking, and they're like, they know they got options. They know they could just pull people really fast, and the grass is always greener on the other side for them. Then you have a Sagittarius that's like, well, dude, I can match your game, and they're competitive. So they're like, you know, and they are very charismatic. People, you know, they're like magnets to people, you know. They light up a room when they walk in. Every Sagittarius I've met, like, they literally light up a room when they walk in, and people stare at them and love being around their energy. Libra, that's a recipe for a disaster, okay? These two will outdo each other in who they can get and who they can win over and keep their revolving door. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a revolving door, these two. So I'm seeing that Taylor's like, well, if you're gonna play those games, because guys, she got a Mars and Scorpio, okay? So she's strategic as fuck, and she gonna play dirty. She gonna play dirty. And she got a moon in Cancer. She petty as fuck. She gonna go there. Oh, you got options. Oh, so do I. Oh, so do I. I can move just as bad as you. I can pull as many people as you. I can do this too, dude. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. That's literally what I hear. And you just hear Travis and Taylor go, no, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Like, why am I hearing that? I'll be really surprised if this connection lasts. This is not good. This is not a good reading. Okay, so the next question is, will they get married, guys? And will they have kids together? So I'm going to pull on both together, but separate cards, of course. Guys, I'm seeing Taylor might end up marrying this man. She might end up marrying this man, but I'm feeling like they're going to divorce. It's not going to last, unfortunately. So I would think twice, Taylor, before you probably are she probably already married to this man. But I'm seeing it's not going to last. I'm seeing it's not going to last. Even if they are married right now, it's not going to last. But I feel like, I'm going to say, guys, that Travis, if he hasn't proposed yet, I feel like he's going to propose to her, because I'm seeing that he really wants to end up committing to her and offer her commitment, but he's unsure yet when to do it or how to, or they're both going to announce it soon. So we'll see. We'll see if they end up doing it. I'm also picking up that it's really hard for Taylor to get pregnant. So she's been having a hard time getting pregnant, allegedly, for entertainment. I feel like she's been having a hard time getting pregnant in the past, especially. I feel Travis just keep on cheating. He just cheating on her. I keep getting the King of Cups in his energy reverse. And Taylor, you are not trapped in this connection. You are not trapped in this connection. Yes, Seven of Swords, Knight of Wands, Two of Cups reverse, guys. Five of Pentacles reverse, okay? Trying to come out of that, but keeping their options open. I keep seeing that energy for them. Taylor still really likes Travis. I do feel like Travis likes her, but it's more of like a shallow type of like, yeah, I like you because of your status. I like you because you make me look good. My mom likes you. My family likes you. You look good on my arm. You're presentable to my family. Anyone would like you. Like, she's like the safer option. I feel like I said that in their last reading, but she's a safer option. On paper, she's perfect, right? And bringing home to the family, she's perfect. But it's also talking about Travis would just end up cheating on her, especially if they are married, which I'm seeing that I'm seeing marriage. Okay, guys, I'm seeing marriage. So I feel that Travis if he hasn't proposed already, he's gonna propose. So there is marriage being talked about. There is marriage or engagement in the works. As far as Taylor having kids, I don't see her having kids right now just yet, but I'm going to pull on that because I want to see if I can pick up on when this is going to happen. I'm not feeling yet committed energy for marriage, but yeah, I'm feeling like they are talking about it though. I feel like they are talking about it. What's throwing me off, guys, is some people have questioned if they actually are married, and I'm not seeing that fully. I'm seeing marriage being talked about, and I'm seeing that if they did get married, I am seeing divorce, and I'm seeing Travis would cheat on her. So allegedly, because he already allegedly cheats on her a lot. Well guys, that was really interesting. Very sad energy. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens and see how things unfold. To clarify more on the kid question, I do see her in the future having kids, but I feel like she's going to be very busy with her next era. So she does want to take a break though and have kids, so, and have a family and get married, but things with her and Travis have been really rocky, so I don't see that happening quite yet. I could be wrong guys, and this could change and Travis will try to knock her up or something allegedly. So keep this in mind. She could possibly end up pregnant with his baby, because I am seeing marriage being talked about. So if they are able to work through these things, then of course my prediction will change. But so far I'm not feeling like Travis is the guy for her. If anything, even if they do end up finalizing the marriage, I feel like he'll end up allegedly cheating on her still, and they'll get a divorce. So that's gonna be really sad for Taylor, because she does not want to get divorced. Obviously she wants to have a long marriage. She doesn't believe fully in divorce. So actually guys, before I move into Taylor's music career, I want to go ahead and pick up on some of these people that she's friends with and how she feels about them and their success and their marriage, right? So we're gonna read on Sabrina, Selena, and Blake Lively. So I've never read on Blake Lively before, so let's go ahead and see what I get on them. Let's read on Blake and Taylor first. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, Blake Lively is a Virgo. She's on the cusp, okay? I do believe in cusps. So she's on the cusp of Leo and Virgo. Because I am asking, how does Taylor feel about Blake, right? They are coming out of an argument. The Five of Wands is indicating that there was a big blow up. There was a big argument that happened over something. And we know that Blake is going through, I'm not quite sure guys. I've been asked to do a reading on the situation with Blake, and I think the guy's name is Justin, and I'm probably saying that wrong. I'll look it up when I edit guys. That is so much going on. I would have to research and do my research on that before I read on that, and that's just gonna take the fun out of it for me, because I like to go into readings like, no, yes, knowing a little bit, but you know, a little blind, you know. I like to go into readings blind and not really know too much. So I feel like that's a situation guys, I'm sorry I can't read on that, because that's a situation where there's so much going on. But because of this situation with Blake, I'm seeing that it has put it's put a riff in Taylor and her's friendship, and they both fell out really bad, and it took a while, I'm seeing, for them to communicate and to talk about things, because somebody felt like the other one didn't have their back when they should have. I feel like this is Blake's energy. I feel like she felt Taylor should have had her back more, and Taylor's just more concerned about, you know, she is protective over her friends to some degree, but she really doesn't like confrontation too much. She's a person that likes to do things underhandedly, or like through her music, like we saw her with the Reputation tour. You know, her Reputation album, she was talking about Kanye, but that was through her music, and she has voiced her opinion, so she will voice her opinion when she needs to. But in person and face to face with her friends and having conflict, she's a sad. She don't like dealing with it. She be stage left, right? The way Taylor handled the situation, I'm feeling like Taylor is trying to take some accountability for that, because she feels like, okay, I really should have been there for Blake more, you know. And Magician, the Magician card upright is talking about wanting to make the situation better, wanting to make it right, wanting to show, hey, you know, I do care about you, even though I act like even though I act like a hard ass and I act like I don't, but I guess I care about your ass, you know. Like, I don't know, I'm getting that mean energy from Taylor. Like, I guess, you know, yeah, you definitely got a place in my life, you know. But you know, because she's also coming out as, or seeing Blake as, the Queen of Swords. You know, Blake is a Virgo. Virgo energy rules Mercury, right? So the Queen of Swords is very communicative. When she's upright, she does overthink a lot. She does try to keep her emotions in check and keep to herself, but she appears like an ice queen. She appears very cold and calculative and strategic around the people that she works with, or even personally moves with, and what she says and what she does. And you know, I feel like Blake feels like Taylor should have come out more and really talked about who she is as a person, because they've known each other for some time, I feel. But it's talking about someone felt like they needed to walk away from the connection. And the Magician is talking about Blake feels like, I'm not in Blake's energy yet, but I'm more so picking up on Blake, because her energy feels a little more overpowering than Taylor. I feel Taylor feels very like like, I didn't know what to do, you know, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to get in the middle of this. That's how Taylor feels to me. She's like, I shouldn't have to speak out and say certain things for you to feel like I have your back. Like, I'm texting you, I'm calling you, I'm, you know, making sure that you're okay. And possibly too, guys, why Taylor feels this way, I didn't think about this, was actually probably because of Blake. I feel like this is Blake. I feel like she's, you know, really hurt, and I feel like Taylor is considering walking away, or was considering walking away from this connection, because their fight was pretty bad. Their silence was pretty loud, you know, because a Virgo and a Sag can both out-silence the other one, you know, they both can be like that. So I'm seeing that there is a possibility of reconciliation and working on it, but they are taking a little space from each other right now, I'm seeing. But I do feel Taylor wants to work on the connection. But she is acting like she doesn't care. She's acting like she doesn't want to work on it. And I feel like that's what I was picking up on too with the trust card in the reverse, that possibly Blake broke her trust, you know, and as well, you know. I also feel like it's Travis too, allegedly. But I feel like there's certain people just around her that, you know, she thought really had her back. And, you know, Taylor's kind of making it a little more about her and not about what Blake is going through behind the scenes, you know. And I'm seeing that Blake is really hurt by that, and she's remaining cold towards Taylor. And so, you know, Taylor's seeing Blake as the Queen of Swords, just very cold towards her, watching her, being observant, really, you know, even if they are talking and there's subtle, you know, there's subtle comments, like, I feel like there's a lot of passive aggressiveness, because the Queen of Swords, even though she's upright, she could be very passive aggressive and, you know, very cutthroat and say things and look at you and you'll be like, yeah, I said it, you know, but I said it very passive aggressively. But I want you to know, you know, I want you to know that I'm talking about you and that you fucked up, right? So that's the energy I'm seeing towards, you know, Blake is doing towards Taylor, and Taylor's acknowledging that she's seeing that. So it's more of like, what I'm more so picking up on Blake's energy. Taylor is just like, yeah, guys, I'm seeing Eight of Wands reverse. I'm seeing that they're very they're not really talking like that, you know. If they do talk, it's very quick communication. It's, you know, or it's at events, they don't talk as much as they used to. There's been a lot of distance. So even if they are trying to be cordial now, because I do feel there's a little bit of working on it, but it's very slow moving. The Eight of Wands in the reverse is like slow communication coming in, you know, slow movement in having progress with that person. And I'm seeing that's been very slowed down and stopped almost. Let's see how Blake feels about Taylor. Blake wants to work on it though, even though she's actually really sad over this connection. She's really depressed over it. You know, she's really sad that her and Taylor have fallen out, and that, you know, she's looking at, you know, Taylor a little different. But I'm seeing, even though she is seeing certain things about Taylor, how she handled the situation, she didn't like it. You know, I am seeing that she does want to work on it. It's just that she needs to move past like the grudge that she's holding, because the Five of Cups also can talk about you're holding onto things, you're holding on to painful memories, you're holding on, and you're being depressed over it. You know, you're not moving on, you're not progressing emotionally, you're not emotionally healing. So I am seeing that, you know, Blake has to work through that grudge that she's holding with Taylor. She has to work through her own stuff that's been happening with this dude. She's got a lot going on right now, and I feel like she took it really personally. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles reversed. They're not really working on the friendship right now. If they do talk or see each other in passing, I feel like they will try to be cordial with each other, if they don't try to make up as friends, right, guys? But I'm seeing that Blake wants to make up as friends. She does want to still be in Taylor's life, you know. She still wants to work things out and really move past this. But she's not showing that right now, you know. She's not really showing that. Yeah, they're both moping about not being friends with each other, you know. 10 of Pentacles and 4 of Cups upright. 10 of Pentacles is seeing Blake as family. That's my family card, seeing her as part of the family, you know. I don't know if they like grew up together, guys. Let me know if you know, or if they met when she was really young, and so she's like family. Like Blake is considered like a family friend, or Blake is having family issues. It could also be that her and Ryan are not seeing eye to eye on things, and Taylor is aware of that, and she's, you know, worried about it, because I do feel like Blake just has a lot going on too. I feel like a lot of this got projected onto Taylor, not only with what happened with Blake in the movie, which I know there were certain things I know about, guys. going on when Blake did the movie with that one guy. So yeah, there's things going on in Blake's home life that Taylor is aware about, and she's waiting for Blake to come to her when she's ready and to talk to her. She has, I feel, tried to apologize or reach out, but Blake is very hurt. I'm seeing Blake has just been very hurt. So even if Blake did respond, which, I'm sure she did, but it's slow, delayed communication. So they don't talk as much. It doesn't mean that they don't talk, but they're not talking as much as they used to. They're not hanging out or as close as they were. And it's due to whatever Blake and in her business and personal life was going through, and now Taylor is going through stuff too. So I'm seeing that they're both attending to things in their personal life, and it's been very hard for them to reconnect and to put effort into the friendship. Yep. Yeah, and they're both waiting on the other one to reach out, or to make things right, or to apologize fully, or to ask to go out to lunch and make things better, So hopefully, guys, they end up being friends again, but I'm seeing that they're not as close anymore. There was a big strain in their friendship. It's really sad. So guys, so let's pull on Selena and Taylor. I'm really curious about how they're doing and how Taylor feels about Selena's engagement. Taylor is so happy for Selena. I got my Ace of Wands card in the upright. She knows a lot of details, of course, about their relationship, and she's really happy for Selena. She's happy and excited for her. The Ace of Wands can talk about excitement, beginning of a new start, a new journey. I feel like Taylor loves the project they worked on because it's talking about a creative project. The Ace of Wands, the wands could be creative energy as well, inspired energy. I feel like Taylor is also inspired by Selena's connection with Benny. I feel like she's pulling a lot from their connection and the notes that Selena's given her. She's seen that Selena has healed a lot, and I feel like now she kind of goes to Selena for love advice, because she's like, you gotta figure it out. And for a Sagittarius to go to yo ass for advice, you doing something right, because they don't go to nobody for advice. They got the answers within, right? I'll tell y'all this, if a Sagittarius goes to you for advice, oh, you that bitch. You that bitch, you know what I'm saying? So I like it, it's cute, it's renewed energy. Taylor feels like Selena looks like just renewed and fresh, and like, even if it's like PR, she's like, nah, girl, I'm happy for you, make it work for you, because Taylor's not against that. She's not against doing things for publicity, doing things for PR in your relationship. She's not against that, or putting your relationship on public display, right? She doesn't mind doing that, and it can work for you if you let it, if you control it, because Taylor's like, no, you got to control that narrative. Don't let that narrative control you, bitch. I don't know, I get that from Taylor's energy, like, don't let that narrative control you, bitch. So now, guys, I'm reading on how does Taylor feel about Selena. That was pretty quick. I already answered how does she feel about their engagement. She's really excited. She wants to be at the wedding. Wants to be the maid of honor. We already know she wants to be the maid of honor. But Taylor, chill out. There's a lot of people lining up to be the maid of honor, and I don't know. Like, you need to chill out. No, you might be the maid of honor. You might be the maid of honor, girl. I'm not. Just chill out. Let her decide, okay? Don't be so possessive. I don't know why I feel like I gotta tell Taylor that. Chill the fuck out, Taylor. Okay, I don't know why I have to tell her that, guys. I feel like she's like, oh, I'm gonna be the maid of honor. Yeah, me. Because I'm your bestie. I'm your best friend. Me. You better pick me. She got that Mars in Scorpio. That's why I'm feeling that. Cancer moon. She's so possessive. I cannot. Scorpio rising. Oh, please, bitch. You already know she fighting the people in line trying to get to, that maid of honor. So 5 of Cups, guys, is what I got for the first card on pulling how does Taylor feel about Selena. What's the current energy with that? And I'm getting that Taylor feels like they have grown apart in some ways. Like, I feel like she's holding on to, some resentment a little bit in the past of what's been happening with them. Like, I feel like they're not as close, and she gets really sad about it. Taylor hates not feeling really connected to her friends, or if they're too busy. She's busy herself, but Taylor is that type of energy where she will make time for the people that she loves. So when they don't make time for her, she's really upset about it. Like, allegedly she takes it very personally. And I'm seeing that there has been some rift in their friendship in some ways in the past. Now, this is in the past position, guys, so it is telling me that they are trying to, or have in the past had to work through those issues, or Taylor has had to inwardly look at herself and work through those issues on her own, right? And like I said, seek therapy. She's had to deal with it. Also, I feel like, low-key, I feel like you know, she loves drinking with Selena. Like, I feel like they're both drinking buddies. They probably bonded over, you know, getting drunk, allegedly. Like, I feel like these two would get drunk together, like, a lot. Like, they party together. A Cancer and a Sagittarius, both these people love to party. They love to party. So I can only imagine. I feel like Taylor missing those days. She's just like, even though she's happy too for the engagement and the marriage for Selena, she's like, who the fuck else am I going to drink with? Like, the way we be drinking. Damn, girl. Y'all just be throwing it back, huh? Y'all just be throwing them drinks back. Look at that. Yeah, guys, I'm seeing there's been some issues in their friendship. I'm pulling how does, you know, more on how does Taylor feel about Selena. I do feel like they love showing their friendship off. They love, you know, the fans that love their friendship, you know, that love them as, you know, together. I feel like they love supporting each other. They're very supportive over each other. The Six of Wands is a supportive card, you know. It is a card about, you know, showboating, being, you know, showing off the connection and not being real, you know, because it's just for the fans. But I feel like this is more so like they miss like the hype their friendship used to get. They miss more so I feel like Taylor misses the attention their friendship used to get too, and how healing the friendship was for her, and just like how she doesn't have that anymore, or she's not as close with, you know, Selena as they used to be. I'm seeing there has been some distance between them. I do feel like they will work on some type of project together. I'm hoping, you know, we get this from them, but I'm seeing that there's been some type of talks about collaborating together, possibly for Selena's next project or Taylor's next project. But I'm seeing one of them wants to collaborate. They've been waiting on the opportunity to collaborate. I feel like Taylor like watches Selena a lot. She's like, let me see what you're doing. Like, she's always like looking at her stuff and like, you know, calling her and seeing what she's doing. She's trying to, this is more so I feel past energy, guys, but I feel like she's now trying to do her own thing and fully like not be all so much about her friends and be about her more, you know, present in her love life, you know, because I do feel like she has a hard time like balancing. So many people I feel pull at Taylor's energy. She's working on with Selena, letting her do her own thing and not being so possessive over her and being happy for her. But I'm seeing too, guys, she wants to work with her on a project. Yeah, she's been fighting with Travis, guys. His energy's coming back out as her being the Queen of Wands, okay, in the upright, and him being the King of Swords reverse. Okay, like him being detached, not present, her being, okay, well, I'm gonna do things to get your attention, I'm gonna do things to make you jealous or to make you want me, you know, I'm gonna act like I don't care, I'm gonna act like I'm just so busy, I'm gonna act like, you know, I got so many people that want my energy. And then Travis, you know, coming in the reverse, acting like, you know, an unhealed Libra, you know, and being very shallow towards her and spiteful and not communicating, not wanting to be present with her in the relationship, you know. So I feel like, of course, like Selena is aware of all that, and she's been giving Taylor advice, and you know, Taylor's been, you know, same with, they both give each other advice about their partners, and they both bond over that. They love talking about what they used to do and how, you know, because Selena's on to maturing more and healing and not trying to be so much in the party scene. Like, she's really trying to, like, settle down and yeah, she'll go out with her friends. She'll go out with Taylor, of course, like, and have a good time here and there and go to concerts. Like, we've seen her do that. But she really is trying to calm down her energy and focus on her family life and building more of a family unit and legacy for herself in the future. And I feel like Taylor is working on that too, but she wants that, but she's not having the best luck. But Travis, you know, yeah, Three of Swords, as I said that with the ending energy, like Selena is fully aware of the pain and the hurt that, you know, of course, that Taylor's gone through. And you know, I feel like Selena doesn't really like Travis, but let's see. Let me actually pull on that. Yeah, Selena don't fuck with Travis. Look at this. Queen of Swords in the upright. She acts very cold towards him. Like, if they're in the same room, she's polite, you know, professional, you know, jokes with him. I'm not saying she's like a bitch to him or anything, because that's still her best friend's man. So she's gonna be respectful. You know, Cancers move accordingly. But she don't trust him. And she doesn't, you know, I feel like she's low-key communicated this to Taylor, but she does admire his work ethic. She does admire certain things about him. She does like that, you know, he has his own status, he has his own thing going for him, so she does respect him, which is cool. Like, she's seeing him as the King of Pentacles, so he's got his own bag, he's, you know, he's doing his own thing, he's able to keep up with Taylor, he's able to, you know, collaborate with Taylor, he work with her on certain things even when they do have arguments. I'm seeing that she respects that about him, but at the same time, you know, she's seeing him as greedy and really just cares about his image. The King of Pentacles, even though he's in the upright, he's caring more about his social media image and, you know, his money, and how, you know, just trying to buy her off or buy her things. Selena's like, I don't think you should be falling for that, and you need to like communicate that to him and stop letting him walk all over you or treat you a certain way by buying you things, trying to buy your affection, you know, when you guys have a riff, and he thinks that's gonna, you know, fix it. So yeah, she's going to Selena for advice because there's been a lot of problems, but she does respect Travis. She respects him getting his hustle. She respects the way he treats Taylor when he is acting right. He really, as I said, that Knight of Swords upright. She does feel like he's a little immature, you know, from the things that has transpired between Taylor and what Taylor has told Selena, you know. So yeah, guys, that's how, you know, Selena feels about Travis. I do feel like she feels like they're gonna go back and forth a lot, and that there's like a lot of unfinished business with them. So this is telling me too that there's been sneaky energy, and Selena is acknowledging that, and she's peeped it. She's peeped it before they really got serious. But she kept it to herself because you can't tell Taylor nothing, right? You know, can't tell Sag nothing. They like, don't tell me. I didn't ask for your opinion. Don't tell me. Okay guys, so the last person I'm going to move into is Sabrina. So we're going to see how Taylor and Sabrina are doing. I'm so excited to read on these two. I'm going to first pick up on how Taylor feels about Sabrina, and then we'll do Sabrina, how she feels about Taylor. Okay guys, so for the first question, how does Taylor feel about Sabrina? I feel like Taylor has so much love for Sabrina, as we can see. She wants to really support her, help her to keep growing. I feel like Taylor reaches out to Sabrina a lot and is like, hey, how's everything going? Like, are you good? Do you need anything? Are people treating you right? I feel like Taylor is very warm with her and inviting and loves being around her, loves her family, loves hanging out with her and her friends. Even like the friends that, you know, Sabrina keeps. Like, she really admires that about Sabrina, that she's remained humble and that she keeps the people around her. She's very tight-knit with the people around her, and actually has advised her to do that, you know, to keep doing that, has encouraged Sabrina to keep doing that. I do feel like Taylor is in her head a lot about Sabrina, though. I feel like at times she feels like Sabrina doesn't really, you know, she doesn't know how to feel about Sabrina. Girl, that's a Taurus. That's a fucking Taurus. You don't know where they stand with you sometimes. You do have to keep in mind, guys, that Sabrina has a Pisces moon, so she's very moody. She has Cancer. She's very moody. If she don't feel like talking to you one day, she ain't gonna talk. You know, and a lot of people take that very personally, and Sabrina has to like explain herself a lot to people. Listen, you know, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm not trying to like be dismissive. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Unless I'm trying to hurt your feelings, right? Unless Sabrina is trying to actively like be an asshole, you know, don't assume she's an asshole. Like, I literally feel like Sabrina has to tell people that a lot. Unless I'm being an asshole, because I am one. Assume I'm, you know, just think the opposite, okay? Just think other things that I'm dealing with, or I'm just not in the mood. Please don't take it personally. Please don't take I didn't realize I did that. Please don't take it personally. If I'm quiet, if I'm not in the mood, if I'm just being pouty, if I'm crying, like, let me just be in my mood. I heard that in her first reading. Like, just let me be in my mood. I feel like Sabrina has to tell her friends that. Like, she has to even explain, not to her, of course, not to her sisters or her close friends, but she has to explain to a lot of people that she's not trying to be a bitch, or, you know, that she's not trying to be an asshole. She just likes things a certain way, and she's very much introverted and awkward. And I feel like people think that Sabrina's just openly just like, you know, just always laughing and on and performative. And I feel like her and Taylor can relate to each other in that way. So I feel like they bond over that. Like, they bond over with their characters. Like, that they show to the public, like having to always be that person. And a lot of people have these like weird preconceived notations of, you know, Sabrina. They think that she's, you know, very loud and outspoken and funny all the time. And, you know, of course the fans that know her know that that's not true. But guys, I've talked about Sabrina's personality. She's very introverted, shy, like awkward. You know, you probably wouldn't like her when you first meet her. Like, you have to really, like, she has to grow on you type of energy when you really get to know her, right? When you first meet her, she's very funny, you know, because she's performing. But Taylor doesn't really understand that yet about Sabrina, and she gets in her head a lot about her, and honestly wants more of a closer connection with Sabrina, because I've talked about this, guys, but Sabrina does keep people at an she keeps people at a distance. She's very Taurus like that, you know. If you're in Cancer, I believe she does have Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. If you're not in her close-knit family or like childhood, okay, like I'm talking childhood, like Sabrina likes to keep her childhood friends around her, so people get rubbed the wrong way by her in the industry, because they're expecting her to just be like buddy with just everyone. And she is professional. She's very professional. She's very like, okay, like if I need to work with you, you know, I want to be professional. And a lot of people take that, they take that the wrong way. So I'm seeing that there's been some problems with that, like in Taylor's energy, that she's felt like, I want to feel closer to you again. I want to have that connection with you. You know, I feel like I'm reaching out more than you are, even though I do feel like Sabrina does reach out. But Taylor is feeling allegedly like she has shown Sabrina more open love and affection, and it's caused her to be trapped in her head. Like, am I, you know, not enough? Like, doesn't she see my worth? Doesn't she see... Taylor, come on, girl. Let's not get Sagittarius. Don't get all self-righteous now, okay, girl? I need you to pull it together, okay? That's not a reflection on you. Like, Sabrina's very independent, and I feel like Taylor has a hard time accepting that about her, even though she likes it. You know, she likes that about her. I think you guys can see this, right? Taylor is just very clingy and is like, my friend and my friends, you know, and Sabrina doesn't like that. She doesn't move that way. And so they've kind of had this like weird... Not that they hate each other, that there's, you know, bad energy, but there's misunderstanding, right? There's misunderstanding of each other's intentions and how they really are, because they've hung out just for fun and didn't really have to get to know each other too much, other than, yes, when she was on tour, and they've had times where they've hung out and talked and gotten close. But that doesn't mean that you know Sabrina. Like, she's very, like, guarded, I feel, right? She's very guarded. She keeps things very inward. And she doesn't like to talk to just anybody about her problems. Like, she doesn't. And I feel like, you know, Taylor has gotten really upset about that. I am picking up on them. Oh my gosh. I feel like Taylor has taken it very personally, because Taylor is used to people opening up to her very fast. And don't get me wrong, Sabrina has opened up to her. But it's not in the way that, I would say more so it's the speed in which people open up to Taylor, because she got Cancer, she got Scorpio, she got Sagittarius, y'all. So that's just allowing people to just pour on her. And Sabrina's like, I don't want to do that to you. Everyone does that to you. I want to tell my friends, my sisters, my mom, my dad, my problems, and leave it there. Like, I don't need my industry. Like, she likes to keep things separate. Her professional life is her professional life, and then she goes home and she's allowed to be herself. She's allowed to feel safe where she's at, but she does not trust people in the industry. And guys, I did talk about that in her reading, and she actually came out with a song, which I was like, bitch, get it. Like, Sabrina talked about a song. What song was it? It was off of her deluxe. I think it was like Bad Reviews. No, it wasn't Bad Reviews. I'll have to post it in my commentary, guys. But yeah, there's a song where she's talking about, I feel like she's throwing digs at, you know, people in the industry and the people that she's had problems with, right? She's saying, all you bitches are smiling in my face, trying to act like I'm dumb, but I'm not. Like, I see y'all, I peep the shit, I'm smart as fuck. And I've talked about how Sabrina is very, very smart, and people are going to start seeing that even more. You know, if of course, if you're a fan, you've caught on to it, but like, you know, she's very, very smart, and she knows how to play the game, right? And that's one thing that she really respects about Taylor. But there's a professionalism, I was saying, that Sabrina likes to hold on to. You know, it's like when you go to work and you like to keep your personal life separate and then, you know, your work life separate, right? Some people are just very good at separating the two. And it's really an art that people have to master, you know, because people get comfortable and they just They tell everything. So Sabrina she moves like that. Whereas Taylor's just like, okay, let me just come and help everyone, and everyone loves me. I want everyone to love me. Sabrina's like, nah, I don't need you to like me. I want genuine ass people around me that really fuck with me. You know, that really rock with me. And Taylor doesn't understand that. Okay, guys, so that was how Taylor feels about Sabrina. Let's see how Sabrina feels about Taylor. Oh, guys, I'm seeing that Sabrina is very unsettled by this connection. Not that she doesn't love Taylor, you know, I think that there is, of course, that love and respect, and she'll always appreciate Taylor, so I'm not trying to start, you know, anything between them. But I'm seeing with the 10 of Cups, guys, reverse. Okay, let me show you all my cards. So this is Taylor's energy. We have the 3 of Cups upright, which is a huge friendship card, okay? We have the 8 of Swords upright, and we have the 9 of Pentacles upright. And Taylor's energy, how she feels about Sabrina. Then we have Sabrina's energy, which is the 10 of Cups reverse, okay? Was not expecting to get that. 10 of Cups reverse. The Hierophant upright and the Temperance reverse. So I feel like the Hierophant is Taurus energy. This is Sabrina remaining in her professionalism, remaining in her craft. The Hierophant studies their craft. The Hierophant is very tunnel vision. I'm going to learn the right way to move in the industry. I'm going to learn the way, you know, my way, finding my place and where I stand in the industry, and not being, you know, shadowed by anybody, respectfully, right? Like Sabrina wants to carve out her own lane, of course. She doesn't want to be in Taylor's shadow. She never wanted to be, even though she's appreciative of the opportunity to tour with Taylor and to be friends with her, she doesn't want to be held to that standard. Okay, well, you need to do this for me because I did this for you. And, you know, Taylor to her sometimes comes in as that energy of, even though Taylor doesn't voice this, she has this energy of her, well, I helped you, so you have to be my friend, or you have to. No, Taylor, no, she don't. Okay, you're supposed to be doing this out of the kindness of your heart, remember? So why am I picking up on this in Sabrina's energy? Guys, allegedly Sabrina did not say this, okay? Allegedly, this is for entertainment. And Taylor did not say these things. This is for entertainment, but this is what I'm getting in Sabrina's energy. There's some type of entitlement that Taylor feels like she owns, and Taylor does this with a lot of people. She feels like she owns people. She feels like, okay, well, I did this for you, so why aren't you trying to be closer to me? Why aren't you trying to be my friend? Why aren't you? And it's not so much giving her stuff, it's more of like your loyalty, which Sabrina has given her loyalty to, you know, to Taylor in that way. So it's not like, you know, it hasn't been done, you know, a little bit. It's just not, you know, because Sagittarius tend to over, right? That it's Jupiter, so it's over indulging in that energy. It's over exaggerating the energy. She feels like, you know, I don't need to, no. I will, of course, respect you. I love working with you. I love working, you know, and learning from you, but I don't have to. You don't need to hold this over my head. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, it's caused Sabrina to feel very, like, just not comfortable around Taylor. Feeling like she, I don't know if, you know, Taylor's like, so you're going to come over today? And Sabrina's like, eh. It's like that energy. It's like Sabrina gets asked by Taylor to come over, and she's just like, I'll see. Hold on. Let me let you know. It's giving that. You know, it's giving that. Because, you know, there's just certain things that Taylor makes Sabrina feel uncomfortable in. And it's not in a, like, I don't know, it's just, I'm feeling it, guys. It feels like she makes Sabrina feel very unsettled. Because I got my Temperance in the reverse, and that's a very peaceful card. That's a very, like, okay, I feel safe in this connection, right? I feel very safe. I feel like this is a very give and take. It's a, I give, you take, you take, I give, right? Equal. But it's talking about that there's no equalness in the friendship, and because of that, it's caused Sabrina to feel emotionally detached from the connection. It's caused her to not feel heard or listened to in the connection. It's caused her to not want to open up to Taylor about things because she's worried about her business getting spread through the industry. So there's been some lack of trust. So I don't know, Taylor, are you gossiping about your friend's business, especially when you get mad at them? Because I'm hearing that, allegedly, that's something Sabrina's worried about. She's worried about that with you, girl. Allegedly. She did not say this, guys. So, I'm seeing there's been there's a lot of unsettling energy between them. And Taylor's in her head a lot about it. She's in her head a lot about the connection because Sabrina has grown distant in this connection. I was not expecting that, guys. But also, I kind of was, I Actually, I'm lying. I kind of was expecting it because, like, you know, I picked up on that in Sabrina's energy. So, yeah. But I do want to say, guys, that on a good note, Sabrina loved working with Taylor. She would work with her again, you know. Hopefully, you know, they can patch things up and they collaborate together. But I am hearing that they do want to collaborate on music together. So they are possibly trying to work through this issue, or Sabrina's trying to get out of her head about it, but still keep her distance. But Sabrina wants to try to work with Taylor and collaborate with her on some stuff. So we'll see if they do that. I am seeing that there was a past argument that they did have to work through, and now they're redirecting their energy into a more creative sense, and I'm feeling, guys, a collaboration. I'm feeling a collaboration for them. Sabrina really wants to work with Taylor, and Taylor really wants to work with Sabrina. So I'm curious if this is going to be on Taylor's next project or Sabrina's next project, that they will get a collaboration. I'm feeling like Taylor wants to do like a pop girl album, like where she gets all the pop girls on the album. She was like heavily inspired. Girl, are you inspired by Charlie XCX? It's giving Charlie XCX. Like, wait, I kind of want to get my girls on the album and see like what we come up with. You know, it's giving that. She's like, I got a few people. Selena definitely, you know, is gonna be on that project. I feel like she's gonna get Sabrina. Possibly we might even get Olivia on this project. Taylor, or maybe it's an all-girls tour, you know. Taylor's thinking about doing something like that because she loves touring with girls. Like, she loves it. She loves touring with her girls and, you know, bringing new talent on. She loves doing that. Also, too, I don't know if Taylor has done this already. I am feeling she will open a label and start, you know, helping pop artists, all types of artists, you know, especially girls, like, maneuver in the industry. Taylor's very good at it. She's gonna dip her toes into managing. She's gonna open up her own label, so I do feel that for her. Now, does she already have her own label? Is it called Big Machine Records or something? Is that her label? Maybe she already has the label, guys. But let me know in the comment section if you're a Taylor Swift fan. Let me know, does she have her own label? Because I actually don't know. I know that she was under a label called Big Machine Records, I think it was called, but I don't know if that's her label, guys. I don't know. I used to be a Taylor Swift fan in the past when I was younger, but now I ain't. So next, let me see if I can predict on Taylor's album. So if you would like to stay for this last part, I love you so much. Thank you for watching this entire reading. I'm curious if I can pick up on anything on Taylor's next era. I've never done that before, so let's see what I get. And let me try to get when she's going to come out with this project. Keep in mind, guys, that this can change. Artists change their mind, their teams, things become affected. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt, guys, when I go into this, okay? So I feel like Taylor is definitely going to work with a really famous producer. I feel like this might be Jack Antonoff. I feel like he's going to help her again with this project. She's feeling very off balance because of her love life. I feel like there's a lot going on with that. I feel like this is also talking about her and Travis. So I do feel like we're going to get a lot of dish from her with this next project. I feel like possibly by the time this album comes out, I'm feeling like they're not going to be as stable. Now, they didn't break up when I said they were going to break up, guys. So we'll see if they still hold on, right? This can obviously change. But I'm feeling like in this very moment that I'm pulling on Taylor right now, because they're having so many problems, she's writing her ass off about this, guys. You already know she's writing her ass off about this, and I feel like her next project is of course going to allude to a lot of her relationship with Travis and her past relationships with Joe and, you know, the other guys that she's dated. But I feel like it's more so going to focus on her current relationship and her last relationship, because those two really affected her. And just talking about like how off balance she feels, possibly like a split side of her. She's gonna go into this energy of like, you know, I'm healing, I'm moving on, I'm moving forward, but I'm still like, my heart is still stuck in the past. I'm still waiting for you to, you know, come back to me. You know, possibly her not being over an ex, or her not being able to let go, or possibly, you know, being unavailable in her relationship and putting on, you know, this act that she was ready, or that she's ready to move on from her last relationship. I feel like she wasn't ready when she got with Travis. Travis feels a lot like he was a rebound, even though, you know, her and Joe had a lot of issues. And I also found out after my reading that they were gonna get engaged. So that explains why she's having a hard time moving forward. Still, guys, I feel like she's still having that. And this connection, every time, you know, she thinks about it, it really brings her, it puts her off balance, you know. I feel like she's still waiting for this person to come back into her life, and, you know, she's going to play into that storyline. She's going to play into waiting around, or waiting to go back to your younger self. Maybe this album is going to touch a lot on her childhood. how she was as a child, or just the like getting her innocence back, getting that childlike energy back. I feel like it's going to talk about her being in the industry and how that's like tainted her or tarnished her from being her true authentic self. I feel like this album is also going to be very dreamy. There's going to be a lot of I almost see her doing a music video where it's like she's entering, it's going to be very dreamlike, like almost like what Billie did. Ooh, I'm kind of getting this energy from her. It feels like, you know, living in a lot of like illusion. She's going to focus on like dreaming. And that makes sense too, because she's a Cancer moon, so maybe her dreams have been very vivid and she's pulling a lot of inspiration, visuals from her dreams. I'm seeing like her in this like room with all these doors, and her entering into different doors and her living different lives, like the different lives that she could have lived with certain people. Has she done this, guys? Let me know, has she done this already? But it's about her too, like listening to like her higher self and her entering into these doors and having to make these really hard decisions in her life and letting us in more and really telling a story with this, you know, and her remaining grounded in the here and now. You know, I feel like she's gonna talk about more like her fame and how that has affected her and how that's affected her love life and how it's been very hard for her to like trust, because I'm putting that on my 7 card awaiting results, to finally have that happy ending that she's wanted, you know, ceasing all of the criticisms that she's gotten, her not being stable in her love life, just people breaking her trust in a lot of ways. I keep hearing that for her in this very moment in her energy. She's reevaluating a lot of people in her life and in her dating life too. I feel like too there's going to be a lot of duality in this album. A lot of different shades of blue. I'm seeing blue a lot in my cards. Like I keep focusing on blue auras. I don't know if she's going to play around with auras or reading auras. Like we're going to have a music video from her that has, you know, where she can read people's auras. I'm wondering if Taylor is good at reading people's auras, bitch. Because she is a Scorpio rising, you know, and she's got all that water energy. Actually kind of doesn't. It does shock me that she hasn't played with this idea yet. It's an idea that she possibly has journaled about, or she journals about it, and she's like, how come I haven't turned this into a concept, you know? So it feels cool, guys. I'm seeing like a lot of like weird shapes, you know. I feel like she's gonna play around with shapes, auras, possibly even play with the idea of, you know, aliens and I was gonna say extraterrestrial life, basically, guys, and fantasy. I feel like this album is gonna have a little bit of fantasy in it too. Has she done that yet, guys? I feel like this album is gonna have a little fantasy element to it. Like there's gonna be certain music videos where she's gonna play around with fantasy. So maybe I don't know if Taylor loves to play, you know, video games. I mean, she is a Sagittarius. Sagittarius tend to lean more towards hobbies like that, you know, where they're doing things that are considered like masculine, you know. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of shapes, guys. I'm seeing, you know, her play around a little more with nature. Like maybe there's some dreams where she's out in nature more, because I know that she did Evermore or whatever, so maybe there's a continuation that she's gonna do with Evermore. I don't know why I heard Evermore. No, I don't know, guys. Was there a continuation? But she's gonna do something with that or revisit that idea in some way. Even if she did continue it, I see her revisiting something from that album. Yeah, I see her incorporating some element of that. So I'm also feeling like, I don't know if one of the variants is going to be glow in the dark. I see a glow in the dark type of variant. She's going to play around with glowing. I see light, like lights and aura. Like I keep seeing that for her with this era. Like I see her playing around with lighting. Maybe even the staging. Maybe she's going to do something with her, you know, she's gonna do some cool aura thing on, like her laying on the ground and her doing some cool aura thing where the stage lights up in a really cool way. Like she's gonna play around with lighting a lot. Yeah, I keep even angels, like maybe she's gonna talk about angels, or, you know, play around with the concept of death and rebirth. Yeah, I see her playing around with that and going to heaven, and if, you know, just playing around, not super going religious or anything, but it's like playing around with that idea. Having more birds in her album or in her music video, being outside. I'm seeing like beach air energy, summer energy as well. It's giving also too, guys, like what was that album that she came out with? Oh god, I didn't really listen to it. I can't think of the album, guys, but I'm gonna post a picture. So it's giving this album maybe Lover or something. Like, it's giving that summery vibe. Like, whatever her summery album vibe was, she's had like, I think 2 summer vibey albums. I see her going back to that. I see her wanting this album to be a lot more uplifting, but almost like dealing with reality, right? Like, even though she's gonna be talking about her love life, and there's going to be a lot of themes of heartbreak, you know, but there's also going to be renewed hope and finding yourself, you know, overcoming those challenges, not having this defeated energy, right? Also too, I feel like she's going to talk about walking away from situations and putting herself first. That feels like that's going to be a theme of the album. We're going to see the tone purple in her album. In the next album, I'm feeling pink. Also, like I said, yellow. I didn't say this. Yellow. I'm seeing a lot of yellow in this album. Yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of, as I said, that healing, you know, about her healing and her traumas. Like, I talked about that, guys. And if you guys know my readings, I talk about the borders, right? The black borders. She has 3 cards that have the black borders around my cards, which is a trauma-based card. Healing those parts of us and no longer being able to not acknowledge or run from yourself, right? So she's going to be talking about that and embracing who she is as a person, really embracing her energy and embracing who her authentic energy is. This album is going to be very much authentic to herself. I feel like this project is going to be the most authentic album she's ever written. It's going to be the most vulnerable album she's ever written, even though a lot of people probably think that it's the Tortured Poets department that's a lot more vulnerable. I feel like it's this project, guys. She's gonna be very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable, but it's gonna be like, I feel, a fun type of vulnerable. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be about her using her power for, you know, in the world, and having community is what, you know, I feel she wants this album to represent, and to not give up on love, even if it's looking dark, even if it's like you're not having luck in it. Be the change that you want to see. You know, she's gonna have, it's gonna be a little preachy, okay? She's probably gonna make it a little preachy, I feel, but people are gonna like it. I feel like people are gonna like this project. I do feel she will win awards for it. Let's look into how people will feel about this project. She is trying to take some time to rest and rejuvenate, you know what I mean? Like, she's trying to really figure out where she wants to take this album, this era, when she wants to come out with this next project. So we'll see, guys. I feel like the tour is gonna be really fun. She wants this tour to be super fun, like bigger, you know, than her other ones, of course. Guys, this project feels bigger. Let me just say this too, because I am getting my 9, so I'm going to acknowledge this. This album feels a lot bigger than her other ones that she's done. I mean, like, creating a whole world around her albums. And I wish I would have gotten this on camera, guys. Like, well, actually, sorry, I wish I would have posted this video, but I actually predicted, I went back and watched one of my readings on Ariana, guys. I predicted Ariana's Eternal Sunshine album. I predicted that it was going to be very, I predicted that she was going to do a movie, and I didn't post it. And I talked about her creating this whole world around Eternal Sunshine, and she did. I did this reading when she came out with Yes and. Like, after she came out with Yes and, I did this album prediction. And that was one of the things I said. So I'm feeling the same thing for Taylor. I feel like this album is, as I said that, guys, she's going to create a world around this album. I feel like, too, it's going to focus on nature or, like, the seasons more. She liked doing that. She loves focusing on, like, you know, the way, you know, the seasons change, and writing that into something poetic, you know, and the way Mother Nature is. She's very earthy, but very watery and at the same time, you know. So I feel like she's going to incorporate the elements, and I feel like she gonna talk about Travis, y'all. She gonna talk about Travis. We already can expect this. So guys, I'm picking up on when can we expect this album. So I'm feeling like this project is not going to come out for another, I'm feeling 2 years. Now, I'm feeling this year and next year, late 2026 is when we could get this album, but I'm feeling more so, guys, 2027. Now, keep in mind this can change, but she's creating something big with this era, and she's taking time to rest and, like, be present in her relationships and her personal life right now. So I do feel like she is working on music, but it's like, you know, she's not really putting a concept fully yet. I'm picking up on, you know, this early. So I feel like she's still brainstorming, she's still pulling inspiration from things, she's dreaming about things. That's where she gets a lot of her inspiration, is her dreams. So I'm feeling like she's journaling a lot, and she's doing vision boards or doing things to like put, you know, things together. So she's really gonna speak her truth on this album. She's gonna be a lot more vulnerable. She's definitely like inspired, guys. I'm seeing she's very inspired. She's very inspired, especially with this connection she has with Travis. We could get a single a lot sooner than what I'm saying, because I'm seeing this energy could shift very fast. You know, Taylor is a Sagittarius, so she could change her mind very quickly and be like, I want to drop this album next year. I want to drop this album the end of this year. And she will get that done. She will rush it out. But she's really not wanting to rush this project, because she kind of rushed her other project, I feel, and she regretted it. So I feel like she's really going to try to give us time to miss her and to come back with something strong. And, you know, she feels like she's got a lot more to prove, because she really outdid herself with this project. You know, she made it a whole, you know, continuation, and to outdo that is kind of hard, you know. So she's trying to think of some stuff, and she's kind of like, you know, out of creative ideas. She's coming out as the Queen of Pentacles reverse, like kind of like being out of certain ideas or needing to gather more inspiration, and just kind of like she's been a little too unstable to fully release stuff. So I'm feeling like that's because of this connection with her and Travis. I also feel like allegedly she's dealing with things legally behind the scenes with her music. Yeah, her creativity right now, guys, with the Sun card reverse, she's not feeling super ready to come out with something. Now, the Sun card doesn't mean that she's not being creative. She definitely is being creative, but to show what she's doing. She wants to fully close out the Eras chapter. I don't know if there's something she's going to do. If she's going to come out with another tour, or, you know, where she plays in select cities or select countries, you know, we'll see. But I'm seeing that she's trying to rest and figure out what she wants to do. She did, like I said, get my rest and reconsider card. I'm also feeling like she wants to revisit acting. So we might see her in acting again. She's reconsidering that. She's scared to do it again, because she did get a lot of backlash from acting, and people were like, you suck. I remember seeing her and I was like, I did not like her acting. And she's considering opening up some business venture. I'm seeing another fragrance for her. She's very back and forth, but she is working, guys. She's working on some stuff, okay? I do feel like she is working on music, but it's not like, you know, it's not something that she's really ready to release yet. Like, she's really trying to make this album or these songs, this whole project, she's trying to make it work for her. She is going to deal with the legal issue if she is not already. I am also predicting divorce for her. So, sadly to say. So, yeah, guys, I'm so excited to see what she does with this project. I don't really listen to her music, but I like to see the rollout of things, or how things play out with, you know, artists, even if I don't really listen to them. She is in the middle of trying to get re-inspired and think of some really cool stuff. I also see her doing something with, you know, signs, or, you know, astrology, like, or stars. Having almost like a celestial album, I'm feeling like. So, girl, auras and so stars, like, that's what I keep saying. And I do feel like there will be a few collabs on this project. I feel like, you know, she's gonna get some collabs. I am also seeing, too, guys, that she will get awards. So we already can expect that from her. Also, I don't know if Billy and Taylor want to work together. I'm really curious, like, if they want to work together. I know that, I don't know how, you know, Billy feels about Taylor, but I'm wondering if they want to work together, because I'm feeling a possible collaboration with her and Billy. So that would be interesting. And another rapper. I'm feeling another rapper for her. Like, that's a woman. Well, guys, that was my reading on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I had actually a really good time reading on Taylor. I'm so glad that I got to get into some of her tea with her friends. I was dying to read on Sabrina again, so this kind of like curved it a little bit. Let me know if you guys, I did get a request to do a Sabrina reading. I'm trying to wait it out a little more to see, like, because I've already pulled on her era, I've already pulled on certain things, so I'm trying to wait it out a little more. So guys, stay tuned for that. I will be doing an updated reading on Sabrina, of course, y'all know. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading with Taylor. Her energy always surprises me because she's a Sag, so I don't know what to expect when I go to read on her. And she's with the Libra, so they're very just like, you know, just spontaneous and off the cusp, and they're just both crazy together. And I hope that her and Travis, if this is the guy that she really wants to be with, I hope they get it together. You know, hopefully Travis stops hurting her. allegedly. And hopefully the friendship with her and, you know, Blake and, you know, Sabrina heals more. I know her and Selena are locked in solid, ain't no switching up, bitch. Like, they're locked in. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I appreciate all of the love and support that you guys give me. Thank you so much for watching my long ass readings, as I like to say. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, hit that like button, hit that notification bell for what? When your bitch pull up, ding ding, bitch. Okay, and make sure you guys like the video, comment below. Your comment will get posted in my video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for rocking with me this long. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day, good night, whenever or wherever you guys are watching this. Namaste, love and light. Bye, guys.